Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Hazeeq, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Raydium. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should always do your own research before investing money into crypto. I'm going to try to keep this as brief as possible. Let's take a look at the market cap. We're sitting at $500 million. And the local top was at $8.50 or so, and we dropped below $2. That's more than 80%. That's an 80% correction during a bull market. That is insane. We've seen something like that happen back in 2021 when we dropped from $15.3 down to $2.5, and then we went back up to $15. Will we see a similar scenario this year? We'll have to wait and see. Time will tell. If we jump into the tokenomics, I quickly want to take a look at so the vesting schedule has been completed. There are no new tokens being unlocked from the vesting schedule, which is a very good thing. However, the total supply is 555 million tokens, while only 290 are out in circulation. That's something else to keep in mind. And if we jump into the Raydium on DeFi Llama, we can take a look at the fees. We can see how the fees skyrocketed to almost $300 million in January this year. And then we have a drastic drop in February down to $85 million, with March sitting currently at only 12.3 million. So hopefully there will be a recovery in volume and in demand on Raydium and on the Solana blockchain in general. However, I think in this next leg up of the bull market, Ethereum will be taking a bit more of the market share because it will have its time in the spotlight. I think Ethereum will be the one to take us into an alt season. If we take a look at the TVL, Raydium is sitting at number 5 on Solana with 1.2 billion, and we have a 28% correction in terms of a monthly change. So we dropped 28% in terms of TVL. Now, to be fair, this is still a very good ratio. $500 million market cap, 1.2 billion TVL. The TVL is more than 2x of the market cap. So that's really good. That shows the project is undervalued. But let's jump into the price action chart and let's see what's going on. And before we continue with the video, I want to give a quick shout out to my Patreon. If you're interested in getting more exclusive content, you want to support me as a creator, and you like what you're seeing here on YouTube and you want more, feel free to check out the Patreon. That's definitely a place for you. There's a 7-day free trial, which means you can get access to all of my content since the inception of the page. So that means you get podcasts, low cap gems, technical analysis, project reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. We try to do posts there on a daily basis. We cover airdrops and a lot of stuff that we don't really cover on YouTube because we don't have as much time. And of course, because patrons get more stuff and more content. And if you're interested in that, the link is down below in the description. Thank you all. Let's continue on with the video. So here is the weekly chart for Raydium, and as you can see, the Elliott wave has been completed, or the Elliott wave structure has completely played out perfectly. We have our wave 5 top, and from there we have an 80% correction. Okay, so this is one of the signals that is telling me that this has been the top for the cycle for Raydium. Okay, this is the first major reason. The second one is the weekly divergence between the RSI and the price action. The price action printing a higher high while the RSI printing a lower high. That was a bearish divergence, and as you can see, it played out very nicely. We dropped 80%. The stochastic was in the overbought as well as the RSI. Both oscillators were in the overbought, and we did not manage to get back up to the all-time high from 2021 in August. September, we were sitting at $16.72. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to happen. There is a chance it's going to happen later this year, but I don't think it'll be a part of this 5-wave structure. What I think is going to be happening if that does indeed play out, or if we are simply going to retest the $8.50 mark. Right now we started our ABC correction. So this is our wave A, then we're going to have our wave B, which will potentially take us back up to this local top, and then our wave C taking us down to the bear market bottom in 2026. That is a very real scenario for these altcoins because they don't have to top after or exactly at the same time as Bitcoin tops. So Bitcoin could potentially continue running into 2025, into the second half of this year, while some altcoins are going to be printing their all-time highs before Bitcoin does. And we've seen that in the past cycle. Look at Raydium printing its all-time high in September when Bitcoin printed its all-time high in November that same year. And some altcoins even printed their highs in April, May 2021. And again, I'm not saying that is definitely what's happening here with Raydium, but that is a possibility. That is something that we should be on the lookout for. In a bullish case, I think we can retest the all-time high at $16.73, and that will be your top for this cycle. But I do think this fractal that we saw back in 2021 still has a chance of playing out this time around. So we could say we're gonna bottom out somewhere around $1.50, which is where the 0.5 Fibonacci level is. And from there, we're gonna have a nice V-shaped recovery into that exact same resistance. From there, we go back into the bear market. Very possible scenario in my opinion. So you still have some time to dollar cost average into Raydium and get out on this next wave to the upside. We're currently holding this support block, and we've held this as support throughout 2024, all the way from April towards the beginning of October. This was our resistance back in December 2023. So we flipped that to support in 2024, and from there we bounced up. And right now we're back in that block. Hopefully we're gonna keep holding this as support. We lost the wave 3 high, which is another reason why I think the top for Raydium has been set. These are just some of the confluences that I'm finding, and I'm not saying we're going to keep crashing or this is going to zero or we're not going to print new all-time highs. I'm simply pointing out the things that are standing out to me. The MACD is getting very overextended. The last time we saw something like that back in 2022 during the start of that bear market. So this cross in February was our looking glass into the future, confirming the continuation of the downtrend. So what we should be looking for is another bullish cross on the MACD, like the one that we had in October. That was your confirmation of the uptrend, and that will confirm our last leg up here of this cycle. That's what I think is going to be happening. The stochastic is in the oversold. The relative strength index is as low as we've been since October 2023. So things are looking pretty good in terms of bottoming out structures for Raydium. It looks like we're approaching the bottom, and we're hopefully going to hold the 0.5 Fibonacci level, which is the $1.50 area. And the fib is set up from the bottom here in January 2023 or December 2022. That is our bear market bottom, and the top is set in September 2021. Our minimal target was $61. Again, some people might be expecting those numbers in this cycle. I'm not saying it's totally impossible for that to happen. However, I just want to stress the obvious similarities with the previous cycle and the Elliott wave theory that has played out here perfectly. So let me know what are your thoughts on Raydium. Obviously, I'm not trying to be all doom and gloom, but I'm just saying that you have to be careful with some of these altcoins. Raydium has gone up 5,500%. So of course, this is a massive bull market for Raydium and all of its holders. And this 80% crash is a little bit worrying, I have to say, but we've seen that happen before in 2021. We had an 83% correction, and then it has recovered. So if you're a bull like me, you understand where the markets are going. You understand that the total 3 still hasn't gone up yet. We haven't had that massive alt season. Then it's possible that Raydium will be even breaking their all-time high prices. There is always a possibility for that to happen. Just because the 5-wave Elliott wave count has played out doesn't mean everything is over. And of course, if you think it is over, then you shouldn't be buying, right? You should be trying to sell at the next pump and get out of the markets. If you think everything is over, we're going to zero, then, you have to act accordingly. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you all for watching. Stay safe and goodbye.